Attention, the following video is going to totally kick ass. If you enjoy any of it and or have a large penis, please click the like button below. Enjoy.
Sidearms. Did you know this? Come here. You just walk through these things.
Mind freak!
Like, me? They put the time to put these things in here, and you just walk. You can't even.
Oh, let's just sit here and hard scope the whole time, dude. You're terrible.
To be honest, weren't you kind of doing the same thing to him?
No, I wasn't. I watched the theater, if that's what you think.
Yeah, let me go and watch the theater because I care that much.
Oh, then you wouldn't have said nothing if you didn't care, now would you?
You know what, that's a great point. Guys, I'm gonna go to theater and watch Slim Lieutenant just hardscope like a bitch, okay? BRB.
Oh, he really quit. Did you hardscope?
On the move! I didn't get a kill.
Not Deluxe. Do we want to do this again?
Yeah, let's
are we just gonna call the truce right
me.
now and say you love
cock? I love cock. Not anymore. I used to. All right, let's talk a little bit about the number system, okay? Let's say
million, billion,
you know how,
trillion. Oh.
yeah, okay, you see how it goes up like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, numbers never end, so infinity is the key term that goes on forever, right? So they're going to have to run out of words to use for numbers on the amount of zeros. So your name could be a number. Because after so many times it doesn't never end, you gotta use something. I just said a number.
Basically.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Shadow. Sorry.
I'm gonna just say this right now. I spend way too many hours of my life thinking about useless philosophical shit like that.
I know, right? I do it all the time.
And not once have I ever gave any thought to that. And I have to say that is amazing.
Thank you. I'm glad I explained it enough where y'all weren't like, what the fuck is he talking about? But, you know, but it's smart because you have to use something for those numbers. And the best thing to use for numbers, as you learn in school, are letters.
Awaiting orders.
Combination of letters spell things. That is a
Combinations of letters.
Actually, Deluxe, I take back what I said about that being brilliant. Eventually, at some point, I think when you run out of, like, you know, million, billion, trillion, or whatever, you eventually just say a million trillion, a billion trillion, a trillion trillion, a trillion trillion trillion, a billion trillion trillion trillion. So, there's a country where a trillion, there's something where, like, a trillion doesn't mean the same as it does in America, so you refer to it as a million million, which is what a trillion is. So eventually, like, when you get up that high, no, you're not.
Yeah, you are.
No, you're not, because then you just add another million or a billion or a trillion to the beginning of it.
So right.
You just keep adding stuff to the beginning of it.
No, you keep adding numbers, letters, digits. But I'm saying there's no rule book for it, so.
Who says we have to follow a dollar?
That's a number. It's a fucking number. I just said a big number. You don't even know, man.
Because it has to be agreed upon.
No, it is agreed upon. So. I agree that that's a number, so you're welcome.
Well, apparently not, because apparently in your eyes, a million million and a trillion are two completely different things.
Well, as I'm saying this sentence, it's a fucking lot of zeros, man. You know what I'm saying? Mind-blowing.
Like, thinking of it just fucking makes me not want to think anymore.
You just said a fucking bunch of numbers in that sentence. That's a fucking bunch of numbers, dude. Yeah, you just said it again. Every time you talk, numbers are just coming out.
I feel like we're having Jehovah's Color conversation over again.
I'm kidding. Holy shit. Why is this gun so good?